Kia ora and welcome to another Wellbeing Wednesday with me, Sarah and Faye from Becoming Healthy. This week we're going to do some EFT or some tapping and some hand reflexology for digestive issues. Now this could be something that is chronic, it could be something acute. It will help in all of those areas to a certain degree, either taking the edge off something or maybe just helping you relax so that your digestive system can get back into functioning fully. The big thing that we sometimes forget with the digestive system is that it only works when we're relaxed as well. When we get into that stress way of being, it's like our survival mode, and the body kind of shuts off digestion when we are in survival mode. We don't need to be digesting food fully. We need to be focused on running. So the best way to help your digestive system, hands down, is to get some relaxation happening, which thankfully both EFT and hand reflexology can do. But it's just something to keep in mind that if your digestive system is routinely getting upset or flares up or is causing you pain, a big part of your solution may actually be finding ways to reduce your stress or find moments in the day when you can relax. Meditation's really good, hand reflexology, EFT, just even going for a walk out in nature. And here in New Zealand, it's Mental Health Awareness Week, and they have got 5 little steps to help your mental health, but getting outside in nature and exercising is fantastic for the body and the mind and the digestive system. So without further ado, we'll get into our tapping. So just thinking about your digestive issue, it could be something that's happening now for you or it's happened in the past. And just rate it from a 0 to 10, where 0's, everything feels fine, you feel light and energized, and 10 is there's extreme pain or you feel clogged up, bloated, you've got lots of flatulence or, burping or something. So just rate yourself 0 to 10. First number that comes to mind doesn't need to be too scientific or anything like that. It's just basically a benchmark that we can mark ourselves on of how we're feeling. Okay, and so then we're going to tap on the karate chop point to start off. I'm going to be quite generic in what I'm saying, both keeping in line with what Gary Craig said, is to keep to one aspect, but also because I don't actually know your specific condition. So you can change the wording at any point to be your specific, pain or bloating or particular part of your body. So even though I have these digestive issues and they're causing me pain and discomfort, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this digestive issue going on and I'm not enjoying it, I love and accept myself and how I feel. Even though I have this digestive issue and it's causing me discomfort, I love and accept myself and how I feel, and maybe anyone else who's involved. So we're going to go to the eyebrow point. Remember, if you want a guide, there's one on my website for where these points are specifically. This digestive issue. Side of the eye, this digestive issue. Under the eye, this digestive issue. Under the nose, this digestive issue. Under the mouth, this digestive issue. Collarbone, so it's just kind of underneath those 2 bony bits in the middle, this digestive issue. Under the arm, this digestive issue. Top of the head, this digestive issue. And then take a deep breath and then give yourself a rating again between 0 and 10. See where you are. If you've come down a little bit, great. If you've gone up a little bit, that's also good because it means something's getting stirred up. As long as you're taking care of your well-being and it's not bringing up overwhelming feelings, it's okay that your number goes up a little bit. It just means things are getting triggered and stirred up. So from here, you can either move on to the hand reflexology and then come back and do some tapping again if your number's still higher than maybe a 2. I would suggest 0 is really where you want to get. Or you can continue going with these rounds of EFT, just replaying this over and over again until your number's right down there and you feel more comfort. Remembering that, I was just saying this digestive issue, but you could say this pain in my stomach, this hardness in my abdomen, this discomfort that I'm feeling, this constipation, this bloating, whatever's happening for you, the more specific you can be and the more you use your terminology, the more effective the tapping will be. So decide whether you're going to replay this or move on to the hand reflexology, and we'll get going. So as I was saying, with digestive issues, they do play a lot into how we're feeling, whether we're stressed or relaxed. And so with that in mind, I'm actually going to work some of those head areas and the diaphragm to help that relaxation come in, along with some of the digestive system kind of organs, I guess. Okay, so just starting off, we're just going to warm up our hands. So I'll just show you one hand. Just flexing back and forward with both hands though, and around, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Just warming up, and the hands, letting them know that something's coming, preparing the body. And then we're going to actually do a little rotation with all of our fingers as well this way. I'm going to show you holding my hands up, but ideally you'd have a pillow and be able to relax your hand and your forearm on the pillow so that you can actually feel it. So we're just going to grip down the bottom and we're going to rotate our fingers each way. I'm going to do this quite quickly, but you've got the luxury of, you can spend more time doing this if it feels particularly good. You can stop the video and take your time and then start the video again. So just making sure that you go both ways and both ends. Sometimes some of the moves that I show you may feel a bit weird, and that's just because we don't usually sort of massage our hands unless we're putting on hand lotion. We tend not to take the time to do these moves, but over time they'll feel natural and really enjoyable. So we're just going to give a hug down the arm just to bring in that relaxation even more on the top and then down the bottom. And sitting at the elbow, coming over the top. It's like a little squeeze. I did a hand reflexology evening last week, so I was like, why do you do that? And I was like, oh, that feels great. So now we're just going to glide down the fingers. We're not doing our finger boogie this week. We're going to glide down the fingers. Now remembering this is the head, this is the neck where the esophagus is, so we're actually still helping that kind of digestive, and we're making sure we just lift off and glide down. So we're not making anything go up the wrong way that it should. And down. Again, take your time. I'm just doing 2 to show you, but you could do like 3 or 4, whatever feels good. Also putting some wax or oil or hand lotion can make this feel really lovely and luxurious, a little bit of pampering. And I often say, even as you're watching TV in the evenings, if you just remember one of these moves and do that as you're, sort of relaxing in the evening, can be really nice and will help you with sleep, especially if you've got the head, if you're doing your fingers, it'll help bring in that relaxation for the evening. So going down. Now we're just going to work the head part just a little bit. Remember, we can go right up to that joint and we can go front and back. So I'm using my finger and my thumbs to just rotate around and kind of give it a squeeze. You can kind of glide with one finger if you like. Experiment around, see what you like. And the other hand. Again, I am going quite fast just because I like to keep these under 15 minutes where possible, but feel free to stop, take your time so that you're not rushing. Now we're going to do our diaphragm, which is just sort of where the hand can bend. And we're going to work this diaphragm, just working across And this helps us to take those fuller breaths, which helps us to get more oxygen into our body, which helps us to relax more. And then we're just going to work that solar plexus point. So coming between the third and fourth finger onto that diaphragm line, and we're just going to pulsate in as we breathe in and out. And we'll just do that 3 times. Sorry, I end up blocking my mouth, so apologies to those who are a bit hard of hearing and going on my lip reading. And on the other hand, just 3 times. And it's a really gentle pulsating in. So that's helping calm our nervous system. Now we're going to work on some of those organs that are related to digestion. So we've already done the esophagus, essentially coming down. But of course, the esophagus, you know, we have the food in our mouths up here, and we chew it up. It comes down our esophagus, and then it comes into our stomach. Now, the stomach organ, I've generally just said, I'll just do the whole palm, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific today. So it's on the left-hand side mostly. There's a little bit on the right. And it comes up, if you imagine from your wrist, if you come up sort of just 1 finger or 2, it's going to come across and angle across to where the spleen is on the left-hand side. And I think we might have worked the spleen last week. So there's the spleen there. So the stomach comes across on an angle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use our fingers exactly as I am, and we're just going to stroke across to the spleen. So just working that stomach across. Just like a little arc that comes across underneath that diaphragm line to where the spleen is. And then there is a little bit on the other side. So we're going to do the same motion on the right hand side, and it'll come across and it'll actually end up coming onto our liver. And of course the liver's got the gallbladder in it, so it also does help parts of our digestive system. So just coming across in that arc, coming up a little bit from the wrist, and then just going across to just below the diaphragm. And then we're going to work our intestines. So our intestines, if you imagine our stomach came across here, our intestines are kind of in this corner here, in this heel of our hand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stroke similar way, but just down the below. And sometimes I know for myself, if I've had an upset tummy or something, sometimes this can be quite tender in here, and when I put a little bit of pressure on, it does definitely help. So just feel that maybe you can put a little bit more pressure on this. And then we're going to do the other side, coming from the thumb side. Oh, actually, coming from the pinky side, it should be, across, which is really hard when you're so it's a pulling action. When I've got my hands up, that's really hard. When you're down, you can go across. So sorry, apologies there. We're coming from the pinky side this time, coming across to the heel of your hand. So pinky side across. Pinky side across, just pulling across that heel of your hand. So apologies, this side should be from the pinky, coming across is going the wrong way. But in saying that, our intestines do zigzag along, so it probably won't do any harm. You can do both ways. See what feels nicer, see what pressure works. And then we're just going to work those heads again, just quickly. Focusing on relaxation and feeling calm and ensuring all the right kind of chemicals being released in our body for digestion to work. Shake out your hands a little bit, and then hand over hand, take another few deep breaths as you focus on your digestion going really well. And then gently pull them apart, and you should feel the energy kind of between them. So that's it for this week with digestion. As I said, you can go back to the tapping now and go through that to help get your number down, or you can do the tapping first and then the hand reflexology. So I hope that was beneficial for you this week. If you've got any comments, please put them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you if you'd like any other topics covered. Otherwise, visit my website, becominghealthy.co.nz, for links to other Wellbeing Wednesday videos and free PDFs on EFT and a few other little videos on hand reflexology. So until next week, have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Wednesday.